really quickly, I want to take a minute to show you how to make mass changes to our new version of Revit cabinetry files using mostly the type catalog, which is new to this release. So we're going to jump into Revit really quick, and here you have some of the new families. And it used to be that if you wanted to make a change to a family, you would double-click it, and you'd open up this dialog box, the family types. And there would be a list of sometimes up to like 60 different cabinet types in here. And in order to change something as simple as the material, you would have to sit there and click through 60 times and change the material 60 times just to make changes to that one cabinet. And then if you wanted to do that to the whole style of cabinets, you'd have to do this again. It would take forever. We no longer do that. It's much easier now to do that. So I'm going to close out of this family, and we're going to do a live example. So the first thing you need to do when you want to make a mass change is figure out, are you trying to change an instance parameter or a type parameter? So type parameters are all the parameters that are listed when you click on a family and then hit edit type. So for this family, that's width, height, depth, and type comments. Okay, so if we want, or the actual name of the family up here that says which type it is. Any of those items would be changed in a type catalog. If it's an instance parameter, it'll show up immediately when you click on it in this side panel. And that's things like, for example, in this family, the cabinet material, the hardware material, the counter thickness, and the hardware offsets, and some of the visibility settings. So we're going to do an example of changing both, but they're changed differently. So instance parameters will be changed in the .rfa file, and type parameters will be changed in the type catalog. So let's hop into Windows Explorer, and you'll navigate to where you keep your families. And you'll notice now that for every family, there is a .rfa file, and then there's a .txt file with the same name. The .txt file is the coded file for all of the type parameters. So let's open that up. In order to do that, we're going to simply change the extension on that txt file from txt to CSV. And it's going to give you a warning, and we're going to say, yeah, we know we're changing the type of file. And so now it changes it to a file that you can open in Excel. So just as a warning, you can't do this with all of the .txt files. Normally, you can't just change the extension and have this work correctly. I have taken the time to build these type catalogs so that it's really simple to change. So this doesn't work across the board. It works with my families. So if you double click that, it's going to open it up in Excel. And now you can see, we'll enlarge this, here is every type of that cabinet. And like I said before, you would have, in order to change any of these parameters, you would have had to do this over and over again inside the family editor. So what we have here is each row is a different family type, along with its parameter values across. And then the column headers are the parameter that we're changing. So let's reformat that. Just a second with alignment. I like to put them diagonal so that I can read them. Right, so it's very important, do not change the column headers. You can see that they're in a very specific format. If you mess those up, it won't work. But basically, this first column is telling you this is the type comments parameter, and then the next one is width, and it's a length dimension, and it's in inches. So these values need to be in inches. Right, so we have the width, height, depth, just like we were looking at before. So maybe I just bought these, and I don't like the way they're named by default, because the name is just the width, height, and depth, 12, 30, 24, for example. So I want to add a description in the front of it. So how would I go about doing that? All you have to do is type it in down here. So if maybe because this is a base with a door, maybe we want it to say base door and then the dimensions. Or maybe we want a space in between the dimensions. So let's use some of our knowledge about Excel. So the fastest way to do this, instead of having to type it manually, which would still be quite annoying, we'll just put in an equation at the top. So if we just put the equal, and then what we want it to say in quotations. So we're going to put quotation mark, and I want it to say base with door. Oops. And then I want a space before we start putting the size. So I'm going to type in space and then the end of quotation. Then I'm going to do an ampersand, which is the and sign. And now I can click the cell that I want it to show, which is the width. And then I just put another and sign, and then I can do the height, and then I can do the depth with another and sign, and now I can click enter. So now it made an equation, but maybe we want a space in between each one of those variables. So now I'll edit it. I'll put another ampersand, and I'll put quotation space quotation. Now I've inserted a space there. And then the same thing after the D2 cell, we'll put an and, quotation space quotation. There we go. So now there's a space. So now it's 12, 30, 24. Now all I have to do is grab this little dot in the corner and pull it down, and it will automatically create a new name using that equation. Great. So now I've changed that. Maybe I also don't like the type comments because the tag pulls the type comments when I tag. So maybe I want it to say, I actually want it to say door. So maybe I want it to say base door. Now all I have to do is copy that down. So you can make some really simple changes. Then maybe you can see right now I have all the different widths come in a height of 30 inches, 36, and 34, and then depths of 24 and 21. So basic kitchen cabinet depth and basic bathroom depth, and then standard heights. But maybe my clients want taller cabinets in the kitchen. So maybe I want all of these right here, the standard 15, 18, 21, and 24 inches. I want that to, and they need to be 24 inches deep, but I want it to be 40 inches high instead. So I'm just going to copy these and paste them below. Then all I have to do is change this to 40 inches and copy it down. And you can see it's updated my name. And now the cabinets, when they're loaded in, will be built 40 inches high. And you can make all those changes to this family very quickly in Excel if you know what you're doing. Then all you have to do is push save, close that file, and rename it to .txt. Click yes. Now, if we hop back into Revit and we load the family, we changed the one called base door. So if we click open, you can now see the types have been, the name's been changed, the type comments have been changed, and now at the bottom we have all those that we added at the new height. So now I could just load those in and click OK, and they'll be loaded into my project. So that's how you quickly change instance parameters. If we want to change, or sorry, type parameters. Now if we want to change an instance parameter, we will go into the actual family file. So let's go back to our file. It was this base door family. Now we'll open that up in Revit, in the Revit family editor. So let's just do a drag and drop. And we'll open up family types. And you can see, because the types are built by that Excel file or that TXT file, you can see there's only one type in here, and it says it's just a warning, so that if you loaded this wrong, this is what you'd see. But this family uses type catalog load via load family command inside project. So there's only one type. So for all the instance parameters, we can change the default value. So when they're loaded, the TXT file will change the type parameters, and then the instance parameters will stay the same. They won't be changed. They'll stay at the default value that we set inside the family. So if you want to change what color or what material every type of this family is, you just need to change it once inside the family file, and you're done. So right now, by default, I show the outline underneath the countertop. So if I don't want that to be the default behavior, I'll take that off, and maybe I don't want to see the hardware either. So now we'll just go OK, and we'll save, and then we'll close the family. So now if we hop back in to Revit, we're going to, just to make sure we get a clean load of the new family, we're going to delete the old one. We're going to go to base door, and we're just going to delete. And you'll see it'll get rid of that cabinet. Now we'll load in the new one. Click open, and we're just going to take all of them. It's going to give us a warning that we loaded a lot. Now if we go to place this cabinet, you can see it's got our new name with our new naming convention, and you can see we've got our taller cabinets, the 40-inch high, and then you can see by default it shut off the show cabinet outline and it shut off the hardware. So that's all it takes to edit type and instance parameters with our new upgraded families. Please let me know if you have questions. Thanks for watching.